Okay, Sean.
And if I were to ask you for a quick list of the biggest wrestlers that you know about, who'd you put on the list?
Hulk Hogan.
Andre the Giant.
In the late 90s, Scott Hall was as big, maybe bigger than any of them. This was a time when wrestling was sex, drugs, and rock and roll, but the business changed. Problem is, Scott Hall didn't get that memo. WWE started drug testing. These days, you look around, the biggest addiction to most wrestlers is PlayStation.
There's such a striking similarity to, oh my God, this guy is the living Mickey Rourke character from the movie.
He's the wrestler.
It's life imitating art, imitating life.
It's actually interesting because it's fake, yet this story's real.
From Miami, Florida.
Wow, take a look at this.
287 pounds, Razor Ramon.
What is this? Oh, Razor Ramon may exude machismo.
We had a run where we wrestled in domes. Go out and wrestle in front of 50, 60,000 people, and you're one of the reasons they're there. It feels pretty good. I mean, man, where can I get the 10 refills of that?
Listen to this ovation.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, allow me to introduce to you Scott Hall!
I can't tell you not to drink, do drugs. They are fun. It's fun. They work. But what sucks is when you want to quit and you can't. You know, I don't want to die, but like I'm not afraid to, because what's left, man? What do you do when they quit chanting your name? You know? My father was a really big shot in the Army. We come from a long line of hard drinking rednecks. My dad was an alcoholic. My mother was an alcoholic, but my grandparents were alcoholics. And I was head of the household at like 15. And my dad used to tell me, you're going to slip. You know, you're going to fall. He said, try to fall forward. Of course, it was over a girl. He smashed all the windshields out of my car. I walked outside, and the security guard was there, who watches the cars. I said, where is he? He's around the corner talking to the manager, who was my friend. And as I closed the distance, man, I mean, I remember what he was wearing, what I was wearing, what it smelled like. I mean, it's burnt in my brain. Like, I drilled him. He went down, and his shirt went up, and he was reaching for the gun, so I reached for it, too. We wrestled around with the gun. I took it and shot him in the head. A guy pulled a gun on me, and I took it away from him and shot him point blank with a .45 caliber. A guy's dead, and I'm the reason. And this is bad. I did probably the most unhealthy thing I could have done. I should have sought counseling like right then, but I didn't know anything. I was a kid.
He is big! Scott Hall!
Going for that big splash. Oh, elbow drop. No, Ray,
He looked like freaking Tarzan.
exposes himself to the
You
ring.
know, I mean, the guy looked like a Greek god.
Turns him over, sits on him, taking him.
6'8" chest, just huge legs. The guy was just a physical phenom, and then to add the cool factor on top of it, and the charisma, and I mean, he had it all. He really, really had it all.
Here it comes. Oh!
Your heart is at the heart of everything you do. And if you have heart failure, entrust your heart to Entresto. It's the #1 heart failure brand prescribed by cardiologists. Entresto is proven superior at helping people stay alive and out of the hospital. Heart failure can change the structure of your heart, so it may not work as well. Entresto helps improve your heart's ability to pump blood to the body. And with a healthier heart, there's no telling where life may take you. Don't take Entresto if pregnant. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. Don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren, or if you've had angioedema with an ACE or ARB. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high blood potassium. Ask your doctor about Entresto for heart failure. Entrust your heart to Entresto.
If you need life insurance but are worried you won't get approved due to your age or pre-existing conditions, listen up. Plans are available now and you cannot be turned down due to health.
At my age?
If you are between 45 and 85, your acceptance is guaranteed. No health questions, no medical exam.
No medical exam? For someone my age?
It's true.
Impressive.
Get up to $25,000 in coverage, guaranteed. To help your family pay credit card debt, medical bills, or funeral costs, your loved ones will thank you for planning ahead.
Sounds interesting, but that sounds expensive.
Plans start at $6.38 a month. It's simple, affordable, and your acceptance is guaranteed.
I've had life insurance before. The older I got, the more it seemed to cost.
With a guaranteed acceptance plan, your rates will never increase, your coverage will never decrease, and you can't be turned down. Plus, with up to a 30-day free look, your satisfaction is guaranteed or your money back.
Sounds like coverage we need. But who would I call to get it?
It's easy. Call 800-681-6347 today.
Get up to $25,000 in coverage with rates starting at $638 a month. No health questions asked and no medical exam. Your acceptance is guaranteed. Get peace of mind. So when it's your time, your family has help paying for funeral costs and other final expenses. And most benefits are paid within 24 hours. It's easy to apply and coverage is guaranteed. Your loved ones will thank you for planning ahead for when they need it most.
Don't delay. Call now. 800-681-6347. That's 800-681-6347 to protect your loved ones today. 800-681-6347. Call now.
I use steroids. A lot of people didn't know about steroids. Nowadays, little kids go, oh, he's on steroids. Back then, nobody knew. What really prompted me was I started noticing the attention that these guys got from women. Like when you walk in the mall, like, you know, I'd be behind him and walk by and she goes, did you see that guy? And I went, wow, I want that.
We were just physically attracted to each other, I guess. I did like kind of muscly guys, but he wasn't anything like I'd ever dated before. It was totally different.
My relationship with my mother and father instantly got close. I remember calling my mom going, thank you for loving me so much. Because when you're doing those feedings in the middle of the night, changing diapers, like, whoa, how did that come out of that little body? Like, whoa. Then I had a purpose.
You know, the time that he was home, he was always, really happy to be home and made it count. He was always just larger than life. It was always impressive. Everybody thinks their dad's so big, but my dad really was, My dad can beat up your dad. I could really believe that.
And now I know I'm meeting with Vince, so I prepare. And I said, Vince, if you want me to be G.I. Joe, I'll be the best G.I. Joe I can be. I said, you ever see Scarface? He went, oh, no. I went, say hello to the bad guy.
You talk about the bad guy. Take a look at him. Here he comes now.
You need somebody like me, so you can point your stinking finger and whisper, look, there goes Razor. He's the bad guy.
Nobody knows better than the bad guy how deadly the Razor's Edge is.
I'm considered one of the best. You know, I don't want to toot my own horn, but toot.
Wrestling was beginning to explode.
This right here is the future of wrestling.
But it wasn't until after the NWO that the business really exploded to probably the largest place it's been in history.
You can call this the new world order of wrestling, brother.
When NWO hit the scenes in the 90s, the landscape changed. It was as big as Hulkamania.
They were selling out arenas, huge business, and at that point, Scott Hall was a huge commodity in the wrestling business. He was making over $1 million, which at that time was one of the larger contracts in wrestling.
Scott was in that ring, and Scott was sober. Scott was at his best. The only time that he ever felt in control of his life was he was in that ring.
A star of the magnitude of a Scott Hall, it was intense. It's life on the road. It's nightlife. It's hotels. It's bars. It's restaurants. It's fans, and all of the good and all of the bad that comes with it.
You could be someplace and just out of nowhere somebody say, hey, I got, some coke. It's free.
I literally have shared hotel rooms with Shawn Michaels.
Both been trying to climb at the same time.
More than one occasion, we lay there and go, "Hey, Shawn, what, Rays? Your heart still beating? Wait a minute. Yeah, here, take half of this."
Drugs and alcohol and wrestling. He chose all of that over us. You can't have it all. And he wasn't having it all for a long time, and something had to give, and he gave us up, and he gave his kids up, and he gave up a lot of things. I would ask the kids to write their dad something. They needed a dad. They didn't need a wrestler. And, they never got one.
I could never depend on my father. The one person that was there to take care of me wasn't there.
I never hurt anybody on purpose. And I'm sorry for not being a better dad.
We had heard that he had had some issues, but was clean. And unfortunately, he was only with us for a couple months. Just really didn't seem to be performing up to the level that he once did. And we mutually parted ways.
When I hear the fighting spirit, I think about pushing towards something that you want to achieve.
I think I totaled 8 Cadillacs during that period. Not even a scratch. I mean, I was rolling these cars. I don't drive at all now, because I will drive drunk. I have.
It's the right thing to do to reach out. Once you're a part of the WWE family, you're a part of us forever. Without giving too many particulars, it's in the 6 figures of how much money we've spent sending Scott to rehab. It's the most amount of money we've spent on anyone.
Wrestling is not killing Scott Hall. Scott Hall is killing Scott Hall. Scott Hall's demons are killing Scott Hall.
People would say, Scott Hall's going to die. And I said, not so we hold him down and drive a stake through his heart.
Folic acid, Lensopril, Clonidine, Cardival, Formiceride. This is for seizures. Amiodarone, this is for heart rate, blood thinner. Did I already say potassium? I don't know, brother. All them years of partying, now I'm taking all these pills and I don't get a buzz.
I've been preparing for Scott's death for like the last year and a half.
Are you familiar with Scott Hall? He's calling people, telling them goodbye. That's committing suicide. He's taken handfuls of leather
The last thing to be
Hall, first name Scott, extremely impaired drinking and attempting to possibly drink himself to death.
Someone told me I'd written a suicide note or something. I'm thinking, what? No, I thrive on misery. I was really worried about doing it, but then I thought, I can't just hibernate. You know, I have to test the waters, and I found out that wrong move, bad mistake.
He got off the plane in a wheelchair, and the first thing he said is, "I want my money." I mean, I knew we were in a world of hurt by that point. We had people lined up ready to get in, half the building's already full, and the main draw for the evening just got physically, carted into the building.
I walk in, and the promoter rushes up to me, Scott's here. I'm like, oh, great. And there he is, just really, really out of it. Still with the hospital band from the night before on.
He asked for beer, you know what I mean? And, oh, there's no beer. They told him no beer. He was in one of those states that he wanted more. I absolutely made a business first, a moral decision. Scott Hall's not my friend. I met him one day. I'm pretty sure I'll never meet him again.
So you shut the guy out the curtain so you can, so you don't have to give out refunds? You.
The show goes on. People pay to see Scott Hall, and we showed the world who Scott Hall was.
I'm on 11 heart and seizure meds, and the combination of the perk and the somas, brother, I didn't know what country I was in. I don't even remember being there.
I left the hospital at 6 a.m. this morning to coast to coast to be. No, actually, it was a seizure. It wasn't a relapse this time.
It was one of the most embarrassing things I've ever been a part of in wrestling. It was horrifying and very sad for me, and I'm sure for the fans.
I apologize to people who came to see me. I know everybody wanted to see me on my A game. I wasn't.
Scott Hall is representative of what a lot of young guys in the business now look at and realize that if you allow this business to consume you, you can become a victim of it.
There's got to be some reason that I'm still here. I should have been dead 100 times. I should have been dead 100 times.
It's been so long since we were close. I've talked to him here and there, tried to get him to get better. I just kind of feel like it's now or never for him. I just want to be the one that can make a change for him.
I don't like people worrying about me, especially people I love. I don't want to embarrass my kids. They go to school, guy, your dad's a drug addict. I don't want to embarrass my kids.
I don't know how much longer his heart's going to be able to take this. He just looks so frail. So I'm hoping that Cody is that anchor that keeps it at least in the harbor.
If you show good, that's perfect. That's how you can grow. My dream would be to be able to teach my son, because he has everything it takes to be a major superstar, except he's got his dad's last name.
I really wish Cody wouldn't do the wrestling thing, but he's gonna have to, I guess, try it and learn the hard way. Hopefully not as hard as his dad.
It is big! Scott Hall!
when I look at him now, it's so hard because he's so different than what I used to think of him as. Kind of like a shell of himself. All the tan and the muscles, all that, healthy features went away.
Rumors of my death were greatly exaggerated.
He's as addicted to wrestling and his alter ego as he is alcohol and drugs. They all feed off of each other, and it's a cycle that's never gotten broken. And I just pray that this whole addiction thing will stop in Scott.
It's not even about him trying to get better now or sober. It's just trying to get him to keep living his life. And I just want to be the one that does that.
All I ever wanted to be was big time pro wrestling. I never quit fighting. I might not win, but I won't quit fighting. Life on the razor's edge, from the outhouse to the penthouse to the outhouse to the halfway house. I mean, I don't know, man. I just laugh as a defense so I don't cry.
And this one put me all over. A count. There it is. Look at the determination of Big Scott Hall. And the fans love it.